The moment we are living now is not just a common cycle. The portal of June is about to close, and with it, a unique opportunity for spiritual transition. If you have made it this far, it is because you are being called to something greater, to align with an energy that goes beyond what the eyes can see. This is not just any moment. We are experiencing a true preparation, an energetic adjustment that requires your attention. This is the time to leave behind old patterns, to disconnect from what no longer serves you, and to open yourself up to change. You are about to experience something grand, something that will transform you from the inside out. The energies around us are changing, and the universe is putting us to the test, challenging us to be more than we are now, to align with our true mission. As the portal of June closes, you may feel changes happening within you and around you. Do not ignore the signs. Each day, you are closer to understanding what God has prepared for your life. These changes are not easy, and you may be feeling the weight of some of them. But know that each challenge is an opportunity for growth, and every transition is a chance to come closer to the divine purpose that you carry within you. What is to come is a new path, and this moment of transition is just the beginning of a deeper journey, more connected with the universe and with God's plan for you. Before continuing and talking about the essential things that need to reach you during this portal closing period, I ask that you follow the channel and like this video. Now, prepare yourself, for what comes next is crucial for your transformation. When the portal of June approaches its closing, you begin to notice significant changes within yourself. The first of these changes is spiritual clarity. Often, we are so caught up in the daily issues of life, in our problems and uncertainties, that we end up forgetting to look within ourselves. But as this portal closes, you will realize that the answers to many of your questions start to arise unexpectedly. You will notice that some doubts that once seemed impossible to resolve begin to dissipate, as if suddenly everything makes sense. The uncertainties that weighed on your mind start to be resolved more easily. This clarity does not come from outside, but from within you. You will feel more aligned with your true purpose, as if you are finally seeing the path before you more clearly. Everything around you begins to adjust, and you start to understand more deeply who you really are and what you came to do in this world. This spiritual awakening happens in an almost natural way. It is not something you force or control. The answers begin to arrive when you least expect them, as if they were revelations. The moment of transition that the portal of June brings opens a space for your consciousness to expand and for you to see things with new eyes. This alignment with your greater purpose becomes more evident, and things begin to fall into place. You start to realize that what seemed confusing or meaningless now has a reason for being. During this period, you will feel that you are connecting with something deeper, something greater than yourself. Your perception of the world and the people around you intensifies. It's as if you are becoming more aware of your energy, your feelings, and the feelings of those around you. This growing sensitivity is a reflection of your awakening process, and it helps you make decisions that are more aligned with your life purpose. Spiritual clarity also comes to show what is important and what is not. You may begin to detach from situations, places, or even people that are no longer aligned with your true essence. This clarity brings a sense of freedom because you start to see more clearly what really matters for your growth and spiritual evolution. The answers you have been seeking begin to manifest, and instead of following what others expect of you, you start to follow what your soul is asking for. This alignment with the greater purpose brings a sense of peace and fulfillment. When you start to live in harmony with your inner truth, everything around you begins to align as well. Doors start to open, opportunities arise, and suddenly you realize that life has a deeper meaning. It doesn't matter what others think or expect of you. What matters is that you are being guided to your true purpose, the one that was written for you even before you were born. As you go through this process, you realize that spiritual clarity is not something that happens overnight. It is built with patience and trust. The awakening of inner consciousness takes time, but as you adjust and accept this new vision, your life begins to transform. And when you are completely aligned with this greater purpose, you will see that the issues that once seemed complex are now much simpler to understand and deal with. This spiritual clarity is just the beginning of a much deeper transformation. It prepares you for what is to come, so you are ready to move forward on your path with confidence and wisdom. As the portal of June closes, you may begin to notice a series of events that seem to have no logical explanation. Synchronicities will start to happen more frequently in your life. Situations that once seemed random or meaningless now begin to make complete sense. People you meet at the right moment, situations that fit perfectly, and most importantly, a sense that nothing is happening by chance, but rather that you are being guided to something greater. This is the universe working in your favor, connecting you with the opportunities you need to move forward. These synchronicities may seem magical, but in reality, they are clear signs that you are aligned with the flow of the universe. When you begin to align with your greater purpose, the pieces of the puzzle of life start to fit together in surprising ways. The connections you create are no longer merely coincidences. They have a profound purpose. People you encounter, conversations that arise, even casual meetings seem to happen for a reason. The universe is simply showing you the path through these connections. You may notice that, in moments of doubt or confusion, a person appears and offers exactly what you needed to hear. Or perhaps a job opportunity or a project arises without you having sought it out. This happens because you are in tune with the energies around you. What once seemed distant or even disconnected begins to intertwine, forming a network of support and possibilities that you couldn't see before. These synchronicities are more than just encounters or unexpected situations. They represent alignment with your destiny and the movements of the universe. Everything starts to make sense, and you realize that every step taken was preparation for what is to come. What once seemed like a winding road now appears clearer. The universe not only guides you, but also propels you toward what you are destined to achieve. As you connect more deeply with this universal energy, you begin to notice that the doors which were once closed start to open. Opportunities begin to arise from unexpected places, and the choices you need to make become easier. You no longer have to fight so hard against the flow of life because you allow yourself to flow with it. Your trust in the synchronicities increases, and you feel increasingly confident that you are on the right path. Many of these connections do not happen the way you expect, but that is precisely what makes everything so special. The universe has a way of showing what is necessary for your growth, and you just need to trust the process. Each new connection, each new opportunity is a confirmation that you are in the right place at the right time with the right people. If you have ever felt that certain encounters or events were not by chance, you are recognizing one of the most powerful ways in which the universe operates. These synchronicities are not mere coincidences, but moments of direct connection with the forces that are working to help you. By recognizing these opportunities and aligning with them, you will realize that the universe is truly guiding you toward what is best for you. The portal of June brings with it the opportunity to break free from old cycles that no longer contribute to your growth. You may start to notice that situations, patterns, and relationships that seemed stagnant or repetitive begin to come to an end naturally. It is not a failure, but an evolution. As the portal closes, many situations that once seemed difficult to change start to dissolve. These changes may occur unexpectedly, but they are clear signs that it is time to leave behind what no longer serves you. The process may be painful, but it is necessary to allow something new to emerge. These cycles that you are breaking may include old habits, limiting beliefs, or even relationships that hold you back from the past. The pain of leaving something familiar behind is real, but remember that pain is a sign of transformation. This transition is preparing you for something more aligned with your true essence. Breaking away from the past may generate a sense of loss, especially when what is being left behind seemed familiar or safe. However, it is important to understand that the universe is guiding you to a new space where you can grow and flourish more authentically. What lies ahead is more aligned with your divine purpose. Every cycle that comes to an end creates space for new opportunities and new learnings. The feeling of liberation that comes after the break is a sign that you are ready to move forward. Leaving behind what no longer resonates with your current consciousness is a way to honor your process of spiritual evolution. Although this change may be uncomfortable, it is essential for your growth. The portal of June is helping you let go of what no longer makes sense, allowing you to move forward with more clarity and lightness. When you detach from the old, you create space for the new to manifest in your life. This change, though difficult, brings you closer to a stronger and more conscious version of yourself. What once seemed like an obstacle is now just a part of the process of purification and growth. Do not be afraid to move forward, for you are being guided to a future that is more aligned with what God has for your life. As the portal of June closes, one of the most powerful changes you will experience is the amplification of your intuition. During this period of transition, your internal perception becomes clearer, allowing you to make decisions with more confidence and ease. You will feel a stronger connection to your inner wisdom, which will facilitate your choices even without an immediate logical explanation. Often, we are taught to make decisions based solely on logic, reason, and external evidence. However, when your intuition strengthens, you begin to realize that true clarity does not come only from reasoning, but from a deep internal feeling that guides you. Intuition is like a compass pointing in the right direction, even when there is no clear map to follow. It leads you to make choices that, while they may seem incomplete to others, are exactly what you need at a given moment. This flow of decisions becomes more natural as you align with your true essence and your divine purpose. With each step, you begin to trust more in what you feel rather than worrying about doubts or the fear of making a mistake. Intuition at this moment guides you with an internal certainty that goes beyond reason. Sometimes you may not be able to explain rationally why you made a certain decision, but by following it, you realize it was the right step. When your intuition is more active, you also start to notice how your choices flow more easily. Opportunities arise more naturally, and what once seemed complicated begins to unfold with less effort. It's not that difficulties disappear, but that by trusting your intuition, you feel more aligned with the journey you are living, making decisions easier to be made. This deeper connection to your intuition also brings a sense of peace. You stop depending on external validation or worrying about others' expectations. By trusting your intuition, you begin to see the path opening before you more clearly and calmly. This is a direct reflection of your alignment with your inner truth, where you no longer need to fight against the flow of life, but simply allow yourself to follow it. Furthermore, the amplification of intuition helps you see beyond appearances. You begin to pick up on the energies and intentions behind people's words and actions. This allows you to make more assertive decisions because you sense the truth behind each situation. Instead of being influenced by external factors, you become more centered in your own inner guidance, which over time leads you to choices that are more aligned with your life purpose. Intuition not only facilitates decision-making, but also strengthens your self-confidence. When you begin to act according to what you feel is right, regardless of logic or external opinions, you align more deeply with your true path. And as this alignment occurs, you notice that choices flow naturally, as if everything is falling into place as it should. As the portal of June closes, you will begin to notice a powerful internal change, the awakening of new purposes. What once seemed distant, uncertain, or even impossible to achieve now becomes clearer. Perhaps you have felt for a while that something inside you was waiting to be revealed, but without understanding exactly what it was. Now, this dormant calling begins to manifest in a stronger and clearer way. This feeling of awakening to new purposes is something profound. You start to feel a stronger connection with what you came to do in this world, with the mission that God has prepared for you. What once seemed vague or directionless now takes shape and clarity. You may have felt lost or aimless at some point, but as the portal of June closes, you realize that everything aligns and that the path is revealing itself before you. This process is like an internal revelation. It is not something you need to seek outside of yourself, but something you feel in your soul, like a remembrance of what has always been within you. The new purposes that emerge are not merely plans or goals, but a deep connection to the reason you were brought to this world. This brings a sense of renewed purpose, a desire to follow a path that resonates with your true essence and the divine plan for your life. As this awakening occurs, you feel that your mission is about to be realized. What once seemed difficult to achieve now becomes tangible, and you begin to understand how every step taken so far has been part of this preparation process. You may have questioned for a time what your true purpose was, but now, with the closing of the portal, you start to realize that everything has a reason, and that the journey has been leading you exactly to this moment. This dormant calling within you will now be heard with more clarity and urgency. It is not just a feeling of desire, but a deep need to act, to follow the path that has been destined for you. You feel the pressure of time, not as something negative, but as motivation to act in alignment with what God has called you to do. This awakening is a clear sign that you are ready to take the next step on your journey. As you connect with this new mission, you feel more connected to the deeper meaning of life. It is no longer just about seeking success or personal fulfillment. It is about serving the greater purpose that God has for you. This understanding brings a sense of inner peace because you know you're on the right path, aligned with what your soul has always known to be true. This awakening of new purposes also brings clarity about what should be left behind. You bid farewell to old fears, insecurities, and even things that no longer serve your purpose. Now, the focus is on what truly matters, living according to your true calling. This awakening is an invitation to trust more in God and in the plans He has for your life. As you follow this path, you begin to notice that everything starts to align fluidly, with a sense that doors are opening exactly when you need them. During the closing of the portal of June, you may notice significant changes in your personal relationships. Some friendships may distance themselves, while others unexpectedly will strengthen. This happens because the portal acts as a recalibrator, adjusting the connections you have with others. The people who truly share the same spiritual frequency as you will be drawn closer, while those who are no longer aligned with your path may naturally drift away. This adjustment in relationships is not an easy process and can be painful at times. Sometimes you find yourself distancing from friends or family members who were once a constant part of your life. This can create a feeling of temporary loss or loneliness, but it is important to understand that this change is necessary for your spiritual growth. The universe is adjusting the people around you so that you can be more connected with those who truly contribute to your progress and evolution. At the same time, some relationships that you thought were no longer important may resurface or strengthen. This happens because the portal is helping you align with the people who truly share your values, your beliefs, and most importantly, your spiritual purpose. As you become more aware of your mission, the connections that really matter start to stand out. You begin to realize that even if bonds with some people break, this creates space for new, more meaningful connections. This period of adjustment may also mean that you are getting closer to those who truly understand and support you. Authentic and genuine relationships tend to strengthen, while those based on superficiality or momentary interest may dissipate. This process is an opportunity to evaluate the connections you have, reflect on what truly adds to your life, and let go of what does not contribute to your spiritual evolution. Although distancing from some people can be painful, it is important to understand that this is part of a process of healing and growth. You are being shaped for a path that is more aligned with your inner truth. As you allow yourself to follow your spiritual journey, The people who are destined to walk alongside you will also align naturally. Trust this process and know that each change in your relationships is an essential part of your evolution. The closing of the portal of June is bringing many changes, and one of the most significant is the adjustment in your personal relationships. The distancing from some people and the drawing closer to others are clear signs that the universe is aligning you with those who are truly in tune with your mission and divine purpose. Although this process may be painful or challenging, it is necessary for your spiritual growth and evolution. This moment of transition requires you to trust the process, even when you do not fully understand the reasons for certain distancings. Remember that what is moving away may be making space for something new and more meaningful. The portal of June is creating the ideal conditions for you to connect with people who share your beliefs, values, and life vision, those who will truly support your growth. As the relationships around you adjust, you will become more aligned with your true essence and purpose. Authentic bonds will strengthen, and you will feel more clarity about who should be by your side on this journey. Do not be afraid to let go of what no longer resonates with you. This is part of the purification process that prepares you for something much greater. Now, I would like to know from you, are you feeling prepared for this adjustment in your relationships? Are you ready to align with the right people who will support your spiritual growth? Comment below and share your thoughts. We are together on this path of transformation and evolution.